Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, June 30th, 2022. Today's new moon spotlights commuting, sharing, and communicating. Improving your communication skills or pushing yourself with learning and connecting can figure strongly in the week ahead. You're expressing yourself in new ways or through different channels. You have new energy for ideas, making valuable and happy connections, and improving your skills. Your curiosity is at a peak, and your desire to express yourself and communicate with others is also strong. You could be ready to make a significant change and perhaps put an end to a particular project or line of study to start in a brand new direction. Instead, new avenues for communicating or getting around can open for you. Today, over-optimism can leave you vulnerable to self-deception. Try not to take on too much, particularly when it comes to serving and helping others, which you have been doing more than enough of recently. If you've been secretly saving some cash for a romantic getaway for two or pondering your next steps in a romantic situation, today's new moon in Cancer will present you with the comfort, emotional stamina, and intuitive wisdom needed to move forward with confidence and clarity. Your celestial ruler, Venus, will also harmonize with lucky Jupiter, adding to the fiery momentum and positive buzz surrounding your new journey. The catch, however, will likely stem from the Sun square to expansive Jupiter, as you are being called to venture outside of your comfort zone in the process. How can you better communicate with others? It might be time to be more vulnerable and emotionally perceptive in your professional interactions over the next 6 months as the new moon in Cancer begins a new cycle in communication. Your intuition will also play a part in how you communicate with coworkers. As the lunar cycle unfolds, so does Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Now retrograde, Neptune slowly but surely unveils who your true friends are in your line of work. Pay attention to how others treat you, especially while networking or discussing your aspirations. You are entering a period in which you will make some changes in the way you relate to other people. The goal of these changes is to make you a more discreet, but caring person, which is not your normal behavior. You should observe other people, and learn to get to know them. Some of them may find it harder than you do to take full advantage of their lives. Do you think you might be able to give them some of your confidence? Your advice is in great demand. Because of your high energy levels, you are happy to comply, but take care not to give too much of yourself. You might suffer a burnout and lose interest in others. It's fine to ask others to return the favor. Ultimately, relationships work best when give and take are done in equal measure. Your people are incredibly important right now, so check in with those you rely on and make sure they all know their lines. You should be able to count on everyone to stick to the schedule. As soon as you arrive on the scene, you find that rivals seem to fade from view. Maintaining a natural approach helps you get the attention from any potential admirers. Make the most of your desirability and appeal, but be sure you don't overdo the swagger. Any exaggerated conduct can quickly become a turn-off. There could be some intense contact with other people today. People might be behaving in a more aggressive manner than usual. In traffic, watch out for drivers who might be really pushy. Be as patient as possible with salespeople and others you may encounter in public places. Just relax and try to stay detached as you are dealing with others. Expression is the key on this day. Don't be afraid to take a stand and let it be known how you really feel about the things that are important to you. If you have children, spend some time watching and participating in their unencumbered creativity. Consider exploring some of the nostalgia from your own childhood with them. Perhaps doing a craft together or a little finger painting is just what you all need. Be sure to indulge in your favorite art form as well. The moon is still in your communication sector after yesterday's new moon, and the timing is giving this a lot more impact than this normally would. This was always going to be a good time to begin new talks, discussions, or conversations, but the moon not only forms a friendly aspect to forces on the relationship front today, but just a separate friendly aspect between planets in your communication and friendship sectors peaks. This is making this a powerful time for connecting, with a lot of positive energy across the communication, friendship, and relationship fronts. The moon is still in your communication sector after yesterday's new moon, allowing you to take advantage of a well-timed alliance between planets on the communication and relationship fronts. It is pure coincidence that the two are happening at the same time, allowing you to take advantage of the moon's ability to give your emotional responses a voice and the chance the new moon has brought to draw a new line in the sand. Our eyes in the sky. There's a lot going on in the universe today, starting with Neptune in watery Pisces heading retrograde. Over the next few months, you'll be forced to wake up from your daydreams and face the reality of what life is throwing at you, which can be somewhat of a rude awakening for some people. Luckily, your intuition will still be working for you, helping you to make tough decisions as your delusions all but disappear. A new moon in water sign Cancer adds to your emotional moodiness, putting the people you care most about in your spotlight. Not being able to help them is your biggest nightmare, so get ready for a busy day of trying to do favors for and coming to the defense of friends and family who need you to run interference or play referee. The Sun squares Jupiter in Aries late in the day, reminding you to keep your expectations low, and a Sun-Moon conjunction in sensitive Cancer emphasizes the relationships with the people in our lives who give off major feminine energy. If one of them lets you down now, it will be very difficult to deal with. Most interpersonal problems can be dealt with in a positive way, but it's uber important to keep your emotions in check. After midnight, Neptune stations retrograde in Pisces. When the planet of fantasy, illusion, and magic is direct, the proverbial wool is pulled more firmly over our eyes. We fall prey to the folly of optimism, becoming susceptible to subliminal messaging in media, or making improper assumptions within our relationships. While our idealism can make for poetic or romantic moments, we are less firmly rooted in reality. However, when Neptune stations retrograde, the veil of illusion is lifted, causing us to see our circumstances with improved clarity. We might be confused at what is revealed at this time, experiencing disappointment akin to waking up from a dream where we have won the lotto or wound up with our unavailable love interest. We see ways in which we have allowed ourselves to be deceived, or ways we have deceived ourselves. Yet, we also can use new revelations as a jumping-off point to participate in the world in healthier ways. Neptune will move backward until December 3rd, so seek to reframe burst bubbles as learning opportunities during this time. We are not ready to give up on our past, content to punish ourselves. Under this influence, we are brave enough to imagine that our lives might look different if we do the work. Following this aspect, the moon begins its void of course, suggesting that we focus on what must be released and purged, rather than immediately trying to fill empty space with something new. Replacement therapy can be valid, but this is an occasion where stillness and self-awareness are all the replacements we need. In the morning, the moon enters Cancer, ending its void of course which began early last night. We are just a few hours shy of the Cancer new moon, and the next 2 days will find us more entrenched in Cancerian concerns of home, family, and security. Our emotions may fluctuate more than usual now, however, this influence intends to show us that our feelings are a strength rather than a weakness. During this lunation, we come to a better understanding of where, and with whom, we can safely express our vulnerability.